What is going on, viewers of YouTube? Sunspot here, guys. My review of the NECA 7-inch Godzilla 1954 action figure. As per usual, I do want to highlight the box. It's pretty simple. If you've gotten the other Godzillas from the Godzilla wave from NECA so far, it's basically the same thing. There's classic Godzilla on the back. There's Tokyo behind him there. Just say Godzilla at the bottom. Godzilla 1954. One thing I want to mention is that Godzilla is black and white, which is cool. Got some Japanese writing, and this is where the figure would be inside, obviously. It's like cool city destruction thing behind the Godzilla title, which I thought was pretty cool. Sides of the box have literally nothing, which is just depressing. Back of the box has a nice image of the figure himself, of that nice title image. Do have destruction of Tokyo in the background. Looking pretty cool at the back of the box. I don't know what the spiral effect is, but it is there. As for the figure himself, this guy is actually really cool. Probably my favorite in the Godzilla line so far, mainly because the head sculpt is just my favorite out of all the Japanese movies, and this guy's actually black and white. Let's take a closer look. So, like I said before, the head sculpt is really cool. I always loved the original Godzilla, the 1954 movie. I know there were two versions. There was the Japanese one, and there was the American one. I do like the Japanese one more. Anyway, taking a look at the sculpt, it is just dead on. I want to give you guys a bit of a 360 with all the, just the amount of details they put into the scales and the spikes on the back of his head that run down to his neck, and how they, like, it's cool how they're like stairs that get bigger and bigger into the main spikes, which I thought was really cool. And you know, you could open the mouth, and what's actually really cool, I don't know how this is appearing on camera, but the inside of his mouth is actually black and white, which I thought was just a really neat touch. I didn't expect that, honestly. His eyes are really bulgy, which I absolutely love. His nose is kind of cute. He actually looks like my dog. I don't know if I'll put a picture on the screen, but he does kind of look like my dog. My dog's cute, so it's okay. You can tell he has these little ears right here. The paint is really nice. Got that metallic, silvery type of gunmetal black. Those are a lot of colors I just mentioned, but just in person, this guy is really nice, especially with all my light sources just bouncing off. This guy just absolutely beautiful. I'm going to give you guys a closer look at the mouth with all the teeth. Teeth are actually kind of yellow and stuff. They're not pitch white. Some of them are. I don't know. His eyes are really cool. You can tell really nicely painted. No paint scuffs or scatters anywhere. Same goes for the rest of the figure. Everything is just perfect. I love the spikes. Now, it kind of feels like you could just rip these things off. They're actually put on really well. They're kind of sturdy, I guess. I mean, don't mess around with them too much. They're not articulated. Again, they're just rubber, so I would be careful. But anyway, you could tell that the amount of detail NECA put into this guy is really just uncanny. I like all the folds of the skin and the scales, like under the neck especially right there. I'll try to get a better look, and on the forearm especially. I mean, a guy was wearing a costume in the movie, and the way they made this figure is like there's a guy in a costume, which I just thought is just dead on to the movie. And again, with all those skin folds and everything, this crease going down his chest, and you know, he is chubby, which is accurate. What I notice is that, especially right here and behind the leg, it begins to get a little bit lighter of a black, almost a yellowish, goldish tint. Again, I don't know how that's appearing on camera. That's just how it is for me, but the spikes are very nicely detailed. They're, you know, you could tell there's some ripples in them, and they're actually sculpted on. They're not just painted on, which is a nice touch, and it's like that for everyone, especially going down the tail. And oh, thank God, the tail, you could put it on so easily. Everybody remembers the 2014 18-inch Godzilla, of what a bitch it was to put that one's tail on. I practically forced it on. It's still not on completely, and my hands were bleeding, so it was painful. The feet are sculpted with all those ripples and everything. The scales, like, especially the right foot, I don't know why this one doesn't have it because of the labels. This one, though, you know, not only does it have pegs, I don't know why. Just come on, NECA, you put pegs on freaking Godzilla with the giant feet, but not others. Okay, but it's still cool. Nails are black and white. Actually, it's just, you know what, I say black and white, but this is not even white. This is gray. So, just a heads up. It goes with the hands, are actually articulated. Love what they did with the amount of detail under the hand, on top of it, everywhere. Just every place you think NECA wouldn't put detail, they just did. What I thought was really movie accurate was actually the knees. You could tell he kind of has grandma knees. Just saying. He is quite the chubby Godzilla, and this guy is in a suit, and I just love how there's this spiral effect on each kneecap, which, you know, it was in the movie like that, and I just think it's really funny. As for articulation, Godzilla literally has a ton of articulation. articulation. It seems like NECA just gets better and better with articulation with their Godzilla figures every time they make a new figure. So starting off simple, his mouth can go down that much, close really nicely, the teeth are just locked in. His neck area right here, or second neck, whatever you want to call it, can rotate fully, go up, down, side to side, however you want. His actual neck piece can rotate fully, as well as go right, left, forward, back, really far forward, by the way, so you could do some really nice dynamic poses there. His arms can rotate fully, just be careful not to scratch the paint, go out and in, forward, back, however you want. Does have a 90-degree rotation at the elbow, can go pretty much straight however you want it to, can actually rotate fully as well. Again, be careful with the paint. Wrists can rotate fully, out, in, side to side, however you want. His fingers actually have some articulation, go forward, back. That's about it. As far as his little waist here goes, he can rotate fully. Again, I don't recommend it because I'm paranoid with paint. Can go forward, back, side to side. That's my phone, son of a bitch. Legs can rotate fully again. Don't, oh god, I think I'm just about to, yeah, don't do a 360. I think I just scratched the paint, son of a bitch. Knees have some articulation, go forward, back. They can rotate. His feet do have the ankle pivot, which is crucial. Can go forward, back. Again, not much articulation at the legs because he is kind of chunky, but the tail has everything. Like, you see every little crease here, I'll say that with every Godzilla review, it's articulated. You could do literally anything, and be careful not to plop it out because the tail does come separate in the box, so that's just a heads up. And the end section here, actually where it connects, I think, is rubber, so you could do some really nice dynamic poses with that as well. As for size, you could tell that Mr. Godzilla here from 1954 on the far left is in pretty much good scale with others. I do have 1985 and 2014 in the middle here. I do have him bent down a little bit. I mean, if you do put him up pretty high, he'll basically be taller than both of these guys. Here he is next to your standard Marvel Legends figure, and you could tell that he is a bit shorter because Tiger Shark is pretty much stupid. Here he is next to my alpaca. So overall, this is such a great figure. The paint applications, the detail with all the folds in the skin, the articulation, which is improved, is just phenomenal. Now, 1954 Godzilla is, by far, will always be my favorite Godzilla, and I highly recommend you pick up this figure if you are a Godzilla fan. And with that said, people, if you did enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you viewers do on a daily basis, and I will see you guys in my next video.